All right. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Shane here. So today we'll be doing an audit of Access Garage Door Service. Let's see. Let's just head over to the home page. All right, we're already on the home page. So this company is located in Belleville, Illinois. If we scroll down, we can see that the site looks pretty all right. The design and everything looks pretty good, pretty custom. If we look at the services, we have some service pages. I know for garage door services, there are a lot more services and actually sub-services that could be added to the website. But in any case, this is already good enough to have some kind of like impact. You're already telling Google exactly what services that you have, that you offer. But you'd want to have the main category from the Google My Business reflected in these services, and then for the sub services, that would be the exact services that you do. We have other garage door companies, so I know that there are more of these services to add to this section. Now if we look up top, I don't see the location pages, but I know that there is one or two. All right, it's under about. So all right, so there is no link to any of the location pages. So right there, I think just based on that, I'm going to say that there's a couple of things that could be improved on the website, because usually it's one thing is missing, especially something as significant as that, then it's actually going to be the same for other pages. All right, if we open these links, we can see that there is some kind of like content for at least some of the locations. So there are maybe not all of the locations, but I think one or two of these locations actually have content. Edwardsville has a location page, and I think Belleville would probably have one. But if we look at, I just clicked on a different page and it just showed you redirected to the home page. So some of the service area pages are missing. So I would definitely go in and fix all of those service area pages, because it's local SEO. So you need your service pages, and then you also need your location pages. All right. Now for this type of company, it's very important, since it's garage door work, to showcase your work so that people can actually see what you're doing. Now I'm not going to say in all cases, because in some cases we build websites. I have websites that we've ranked and for myself as just lead gen assets basically, and we don't really have a lot of pictures on there, but we have other things that influence the customer to reach out to us. So now in this case, there are no project photos, so that's a miss. I don't see any kind of like case studies on the website. And under tips, that would be the blog section. So it's good that there's already some kind of like blogs there. And in this case, let me just come and look. Yeah, in this case, if I scan through this blog, it's pretty generic, which is not going to help you a lot in terms of like ranking locally. Pretty generic in terms of like the articles that are on the website. In any case, you'd have articles, so that's a good thing, I guess. No reviews on the website, at least not in that section. And if we scroll down to this section, there should be reviews, right? Recent work. Yeah, so reviews are missing, and that's going to be one of like the most important reason why you rank or not rank. Now you do have like 49 reviews, so it would be great to like see your reviews, any kind of like other awards or certifications that you have reflected back on your website. That's going to be very important. Now I can see here that you have been posting, so that's good. 5 days ago, you posted earlier today, and I guess that was it. So yeah, so all of our clients, right, we optimize the Google My Business. We do a deep audit and just optimization of the Google My Business profile, filling in everything that can be filled in, from services to products, just making sure that we give Google as much information as possible. Now, normally we would do FAQs, but FAQs I think are going away, so you're not going to see them. But you definitely want to like post on a regular basis, post maybe at least like once a week or once every 2 weeks. At the bare minimum, depending on what your competitors are doing in that areas, which is why for all of our clients, we set up by competitor analysis, or competitor tracking basically. So as you optimize your Google My Business profile, right, you can actually, or just as you check your reviews, you can see what your other competitors are doing in terms of like the amount of reviews that they're getting. So all right, now in terms of like hardcore things that I would do is definitely get more reviews. So we would install like a system in place in order to double your review count, right? We have just a much better way of like asking, requesting reviews, and then also marketing your reviews. So we'll help you get more reviews, market them better. So making sure that they're posted on social media, so on your Facebook profile, maybe Instagram profile, and X profile. That way your brand and your brand name and just the work that you're doing and just the reviews that you're getting is to being posted on other platform. Especially the reviews would be great if you could turn the reviews that you're getting, we go down here, if you could turn these reviews into actual posts or just content to showcase in other places. So that would be really great. The same for the work that is being done, not just on your Google My Business profile, but actually like posting them in different places. And then possibly building a bit of like backlinks to your Google My Business profile, making sure that your brand is out there. So doing like, a local brand blast, maybe doing some press releases or some rich media blasts, making sure that your imagery and also your videos are being seen in multiple places. So yeah, let's see. Now, if we head back over to the website and we have a look, we can see that you have call to action buttons. The menu is scrolling along. That's great. We can see other buttons on the page. Some of them are numbers, right? So let's see. Yeah, it takes your footer section. But what I would do is probably install a way for customers to reach out to you more easily or just easier, right? Where in this section here, maybe have like a chat widget that is hooked up to your CRM and automatically responds to those customers as they ask their questions, right? So normally what we do with all of our clients is we make sure that anyone that lands on the website sees that chat widget, they respond, and then that system essentially just texts them back within 30 seconds, right? Send them a text message, and then within 5 minutes, they also get an email follow-up, right? Giving you time to respond, and that way they're not thinking, hey, this business owner is kind of like not in business or anything. So that is definitely something that I would recommend doing. If we check the about us place, so let me see here. Yeah, also good to have is having your face or some kind of like branded on the website. Right now I'm only seeing like the work that you've done are just buildings, so that's something that I would definitely want to improve. Now, if we look at the website overall, this is just a tool that we use for a quick audit. Normally we do a bit, deeper audit once we have a client on board. We can see that there's some kind of like interlinking going on. There's not much interlinking to the surface location pages because I don't really see it here. So you'd want to like, improve your interlinking and whatnot on your website. Now, the pages I noticed just now, they don't really have a lot of like content on them, and you don't really need a lot of content in order to rank. But it's, if your competitors do have more content, better content, not necessarily more, but better content, which in some cases will lead to just more content, they're gonna stand a better chance of capturing multiple keywords and being able to rank on Google just much better than you can. So normally what I would say is for like a regular web page is go for like at least 1,000 to like 1,500 words of content per page. Depending on the topic, of course, because there are certain things that you just don't want a lot of like words on there, like the contact us page, or let's say our work page, right? The project pages, you might not want a lot of content on there because someone is looking, right? If I go to a project page, I want to see your work. Let's see if we continue down to reports. So since it's a small site, you don't really have a lot of errors or issues on the site, so that is actually pretty good. You do have some broken links already, and away from that I don't really see much because again it's a very small site. So technical wise the site is doing pretty well. You'd want to add like better interlinking, doing better on page on the website itself. And then if we head over here, I like to just pull this up, and that's because these are essentially kind of like the pillars I look to in terms of like ranking local businesses, and it goes a bit deeper than this, but these are typically the things that you want to like think of. And I'll make a list here too, but haven't like come around to it. But you'd want to have a good website, right? So having a good website, technicals, the speed and everything. I think just now when I landed on one of your pages, this is what showed up, so that is not good. So I'm not sure why that showed up. I took a screenshot of it because sometimes it happens every now and then I might miss it, but just wanted to make sure that you can see that. So taking care of the website, making sure it's mobile friendly, and just making sure that you maintain it well is already pretty good, and that's just like 10% of the overall work. If we look further, this is going to be GMB or socials, right? So what we like to see is making sure that you're posting. Well, first, perform a deep optimization of your Google My Business profile, and then you can then start with the management or just the ongoing posting on the Google My Business profile. So we like to fill out everything on the back end of the Google My Business profile. Make sure you list out every single service, every single product. Ideally, if you're in a local area and you're just a local business, maybe integrating some of like the locations in those not areas, but in the description of those services and products. Having real images are also going to help, or editing your images so that they convert more. So what we do is we essentially use Canva, and we have our designs that we like to use, and then we essentially create a design for each client that we have, and we incorporate their images into that design. So it looks very attractive once someone sees their profile, and they can actually see that you're putting a bit more work into your business than maybe your competitor. Making sure that you get more 5-star reviews and frequently. So not just that you have more, but that you're getting 5-star reviews, maybe every day or every single week on an ongoing basis. So we have a system that we put in place for every single client where we can help them double their review count, sometimes even triple their review counts, simply by using their existing or their past customer list and setting up a system that is much better than most of the systems out there that will help you to request reviews in a way that's not intrusive, or it's just much friendlier. You get like a much higher response. So besides that, getting local links to your Google My Business is always good, and just having like some kind of like really niche citations, that's always going to help your Google My Business profile. But again, take care of your Google My Business profile, and also make sure that your socials are taken care of also. So post a bit on those kind of like profiles. Content, like I said, you'd want to have a proper content plan in place, having let's say your SEO, your on-page SEO taken care of, and then writing about the specific services that you provide in those areas is going to always help you, especially if you're doing case studies or you're showcasing your product, not products, but projects. That's going to help you localize your brand and show Google that you're actually a real company and you're doing a great job, especially when you weave in the reviews into those like content. It's going to help you a lot. Now, if I'm not sure, this is just random, this is kind of like how I think about it. Website, maybe you could say that's like 15%, but we're just gonna say 10%, because if I put 15%, someone is gonna ask me like, why it's 15% and not 10%? Website is kind of like the foundation. You'd want to have that sorted. It's not necessarily SEO. You just want a good website. Then you want your Google My Business profile optimized. You want that to be managed. That's another like 10%. And then the content on your website is, I guess, another 10%. And I would say, if you want to really rank against your competitors, check what kind of backlinks they have, or get better backlinks than they have. And that comes down to guest posting, press releases, local links, right? Links from charity foundations, maybe being registered at the BBB or Chamber of Commerce. There are probably 1 or 2 Chamber of Commerces in your area. So getting registered there is going to help you a lot. Now, another thing is maybe like the blog syndication. So if you publish the blogs, have it sent out to other platforms out there. That's going to help you a lot. So we have we have systems in place in order to do that. And the same for like Rich Meter. Like I said, showcase your work on your website, on your Google My Business, your socials, and even on Web 2.0s or our website is going to help you, right? It's going to help you expand your brand footprint, right? If that's even a thing. So, and then also getting more reviews. Now, this doesn't add up, so I'm just going to add another 10% here. So it's going to be 110%, right? So, and I put reviews here separately. I could actually put it under Google My Business profile, but it's very important for local businesses, but also just business in general. So you want to just pay attention to that. So, like I said, we set up a system for that, for each of our clients to request reviews, basically respond to reviews, and then also market those reviews so that, it's pretty much hands-free once the system is set up. Review local links, very important. Backlinks, like I said. So that's essentially what I would do in this case, especially since I see that it's more or less a starting business in terms of like your online reputation. If you're watching this video and you're a business owner and you'd like me to review your business in terms of like your website, how you're ranking, if you'd like a similar video SEO audit, or if you'd like a deeper audit, that way, I check out the data on your Google My Business, your Google Search Console, and just have a closer look at like what keywords you're ranking for, and then just give you a better idea. Reach out, and I'm happy to record. I can record this video for free for you and send it over. And we're also we mainly do websites. So right now, before the end of the year, before the end of 2025, we're building free websites for business owners. So meaning you don't pay for like the design and development, you just pay for like the hosting. And yeah, that's it. So just reach out if you need extra help. I should be adding like resources in the comment section of this video. So yeah, cheers.